Hello, I'm Jill Whelan, and welcome to Empty Nesters.
I'm Leah Mangum.
And Leah and I are, still trying to parent.
Yes, and we've made some mistakes. Mistakes were definitely made.
On the daily, and
Yes.
we'll continue to.
We will, but we're always parents, right?
Yes.
I mean, I have an 17-year-old and a 20-year-old, and I'm about to be an empty nester.
I know, and I've been a parent for 28 plus years.
Yeah.
And my last one is just about to be out of the house.
That's
He's
great.
18.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's...
And Harrison turned out great, so that's got
So
to give
far.
you some calmness,
So
right?
far, yes.
Okay.
So far. I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop, which is a terrible place to be in.
Do you have advice for me, since you've done this before?
Oh my God.
Successfully.
The best advice is to just get out of their way.
Okay.
Because
that's good.
I'll screw it up.
Yeah. It's not just you. I think it's all parents, right? We all screw it up.
I just got reminded of that yesterday.
Okay.
Because I do a lot of travel for work. I work for Princess Cruises.
Right.
And I was trying to find my passport. And I always put it in the same place.
Right. You called me. And
I did
You were
call-
frantic. I'm like, did you look in your husband's backpack? Did you?
Well, these are all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were trying to retrace my steps, which I did.
was, right.
I haven't used it in a year because I haven't
Okay.
internationally had to travel for work in a year.
Right.
But so the old place that I used to keep it,
Yes.
this is where it gets confusing because I've moved it around.
Does everyone know her address so we all know where she left her passport? Just saying.
Well, I can tell you, you're not going to find it.
Okay. Well,
but-
you couldn't find it. So
I
I'm
know.
guessing I won't
That's
be
right.
able to.
But I used to keep it in one place,
Right.
but for the past year or so, I've kept it in my husband's desk drawer of the office.
Right.
And I went over there to get the passport out because I was looking at my my app for my airline, and I saw an exclamation point that said red. So I opened it, and then I realized the date in the app was expired, and I thought, oh, I better go change that. Let me go get my passport. It's not there.
No. Right.
Let me go look at the old spot. It's not there.
Right.
Call Jeff. Do you have my passport in your backpack? No, honey, I don't. Oh, God. Okay. So then I start doing crazy stuff.
Where did you find it? I can't wait to find out where you found it.
I tore the house apart.
Okay.
I mean, I looked in dresser drawers. I looked in the back of the closet. I looked in every single suitcase I ever had, everywhere. And then I was like, well, what's the last gig that I did? Did I need to give them my passport?
Gig is a show, just in case no one knows.
What's the
right?
last show I did? Did I need to give them my passport for ID and all the other stuff? I couldn't find it. I could not sleep last night. I looked in the desk drawer, I don't know, 5 times, went through the whole office, every file cabinet, everything. I found all the expired passports for every one of us.
Right.
I found Jimmy Hoffa. And then...
was Banksy with him?
Yeah, really. That would have been fun. So Jeff comes home last night because he was traveling, so he looks in the desk drawer with me. We're both looking. We can't find it. Couldn't sleep. So this morning woke up. We said we better, because I have a trip coming up in December.
Yeah.
So we called the passport agency, and they said, well, you can get a new passport if you want to declare that this one has been lost. Then you can. That's it. You can't use it anymore. We'll have to give you a brand new one.
Right.
So what do you want to do? Because I said, well, can I do urgent travel? No, only if somebody has died or you have a doctor's note that something is terribly wrong.
I'm a doctor,
Right, exactly.
Doctor and nothing.
Well, yeah. And so, anyway, long story short, it would not have worked in the time frame.
Right.
So I was just freaking out. So then I'm looking online. Who do you pray to for lost things? St. Anthony. Praying to St. Anthony. So as I realized I'm probably not going to be able to go on this trip, which is really going to be bad, I go into the office, I open up the desk drawer, and there it is.
No way.
It was there. And so I walked out to Jeff and I said, do you think one of the kids had it for some reason? He goes, no, why would they take your passport? We came to the conclusion that he and I both looked at it and saw the date wrong. Rather than it being expired in 2023, it said 2033, and we both didn't look at it correctly.
So it had been there the whole time.
It was there the whole time.
My money's on a ghost.
What?
I think it's a ghost.
I'm going to say St. Anthony.
Either one. That is Kathy, producer Kathy, who's our dear friend and also soon to be empty nester as well.
Yes.
Exactly.
But the one thing that I will say, besides the silver lining that the passport was there the whole time, which I don't even understand how I've been able to raise children.
I don't
because
But you never lost one.
It's debatable.
Okay.
I could have for a bit. We don't talk about it. But what I did find were these little treasures that are treasures to me that will mean nothing to anybody else.
Am I gonna cry? Are they kids? Are they?
They're
kids
they're my
things?
kids.
Ugh,
I brought visual aids to show you what I found.
that's adorable, by the way. That's so
Thank you, my darling friend Maggie gave it to me. She went on a trip. Okay, so this was Grant's coming home from the hospital hat.
Does it smell like baby? What is this?
I don't know. As I
Oh, it
looked at, does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, it probably smells like socks too because it's in the sock drawer.
It works for me.
And this was Harrison, who my 28-year-old's coming home from the hospital. And they're rags. They're like the rags that Harry Potter, the little character in Harry, Dobby wore.
Dobby.
Yeah.
But they're my rags.
They are your
And they're my,
rags.
and I just,
Well, what's your plan? Do you think that they're gonna put their kids in those?
I
mean,
don't
what's the
know.
plan?
I mean,
I don't think they're going to.
when you bring your kids home from the
We want to
hospital,
think that.
we
Yeah.
always have
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
beautiful little coming home from the hospital outfit, like a onesie or whatever.
Right.
I don't know why my kid. Here's an epic fail right here. This is what my children came home in.
No,
But-
it's adorable.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so
goodness.
that's
All
my
right,
little
Kathy,
baby
can you do
things.
me a favor?
Yes.
So I have some dishes in the sink I'd love for you to bring to me.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Thank
you have
you.
a visual aid too. I love it.
I do, because every day things are popping up. I was in the attic with Jonathan the other day, and he's like, there's these trains. What are you doing with them? And he's like,
Thomas
"We
the
get-
Trains?
No, the Thomas I'm keeping,
Oh my
but I
God,
have
these
other
are so
trains.
great.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. All right.
McDonald's glasses.
They're McDonald's glasses. So Kathy, you said, would they use these? These were mine
Wow.
at one time.
That
and
makes
now
them extra special.
we've been using them. But my husband and kids are like, Mom, you gotta like move these out. Like
No, those are valuable.
Well, you have
I
to save them for their
know.
kids.
But will they use them? That's what I'm like. Is someone gonna wear
know.
that little outfit?
Listen,
No,
look at on eBay. Those are
all
worth
right.
some money. They'll
All
use them
right.
because your kids are going to be like, these are very.
But it's
So
not about that.
priceless.
It's because I can imagine
I
them
know.
drinking out of these glasses.
I have
and,
a
like,
question.
So excited to say, Mom drank out of those. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
whatever.
She drank vodka,
More
but you know,
soda.
whatever. How long did you guys save your sippy cups?
I still have some.
I think I might too.
I don't have sippy cups.
I saved one bottle, like the Dr. Brown, Browns, Dr.
yeah,
Brown's
yeah,
bottle.
yeah.
I
Dr. Brown's.
saved one of them. I got to
my
get rid of it.
goodness.
It's repulsive.
I have army figures. I have all their
I
toys.
do have that too. I do have some toys and
I have
things and clothes.
Slinkies. I have Simon Says. I have
How
boxes
many
and
bins?
boxes.
Yeah, of clothes.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
clothes.
Bins of artwork.
In my
Like, it's
closet right
crazy.
now, I'd love to show you. The bottom of my closet is full of old T-shirts, and they're all the kids' T-shirts when they're little because I'm making a T-shirt blanket.
Yes.
Which
Now,
is genius.
Have I done that?
We'll post a photo
No.
on the site.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm serious
for
about doing
college.
this. I know that was my plan.
Or for first apartment out.
But I keep putting them out and say, which ones do you like? I don't care. But I want them to pick because my memories are different than theirs. Because they'll see a shirt and say, yeah, I don't remember that. I'm like, are you
Yeah.
kidding? I was at the mall. You were crying. And I bought this. And they're like, yeah, I don't remember it.
That's the thing.
They
is-
will. They'll care later.
Okay.
Well, that's what I still have my Madame Alexander dolls. When I was a little girl, these are these really pretty little dolls, and I got one a year
Right.
because my mom would save up, and I would get one a year, and I have a whole bin of them, and I never had a girl, and now I'm thinking, well, I'm going to save them if I ever have a granddaughter.
Right.
I'll save them, and I'm sure that they're going to be. I don't want that. I
Yeah.
would rather have
Yeah,
a Powerpuff Girl or what are the other ones that are out now?
Exactly.
Those XOXO dolls or whatever.
Yeah.
They're not going to want my freaking Madame Alexander from Germany.
No.
They're each from a different country.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
But
I
I
have the same
can't
thing.
throw
My
them
mom
out.
kept all my Weebles for me when I was a kid. And she gave them to me, and I was like, how exciting. My kids are going to want to play with them. And they were just like, yeah, we don't know what these are. They don't fall down in their Weebles,
Yes.
but they're not the Power Rangers or whatever was popular
Right.
at the moment, right?
And that's the.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's
They're
like,
our memories. They're not their memories.
Right.
That's the thing that you have to remember, because I get disappointed when I say, do you remember that trip? Or do you
Right.
remember this moment in time or this object? And they don't. And I'm like, how can't you?
Right.
But it's my memories. It's my memories I can't throw
it's
away,
just
not
as
theirs.
important.
It is.
And then maybe later when they're older and in the position to, they have kids or
Right.
whatever, they're going to realize, wait, this is my mom's memory. Like, this is
Or-
so cool.
I'm going to be sitting on the floor with a bottle of vodka looking like Baby Jane with my Madame Alexander dolls.
Oh, I like that.
That's what I see.
like
That's
that.
the future. But I'll sit
You
next
know I
to
did that last weekend.
with my glasses. We can like drink out of my Grimace and Ronald
Perfect.
McDonald.
Did you with your kids? Because I
Yeah.
totally remember doing, and then my whole family got into it.
Right.
When McDonald's had those, like when Little Mermaid came out,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ursula was in the Happy Meal
Right,
with all
right.
of those, because that's where those are from.
Those are from Happy Meals.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly where they're from. 1976.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I remember going from McDonald's to McDonald's to McDonald's because they were out of the Ursula here.
Yeah.
And my mom would go, and then my sister would call from New York. She said, "Oh, they've got the lobster. They've got him here."
Yeah, we would
And it
definitely
was
do
just-
that.
They were $8
Yeah, I remember.
if you didn't get the Happy Meal.
If you didn't get, we did it was a Weebles thing too that they did, and a Simpsons. I remember Simpsons at
Oh,
Burger King and getting those Simpsons dolls.
Yes.
And driving because every week was a new Simpsons
Yes.
doll, and we'd have to
Yes.
drive because they were out in minutes.
Yes.
So it was like $2 with like a Coke and
Right.
yeah. So that's so
So
funny.
these are the memories. I bet
Yeah.
if I ask my kids about that, they won't remember it at all. But
Right.
we remember.
But you know what? It was our job.
Right.
That's true.
This is part of what we're talking
Yeah,
about. Like, our
absolutely.
job was to get our kids those Happy Meal toys.
Yeah,
right,
And,
yeah.
and to do these things. So it's not their memory, but it was something that was super important.
Yeah.
It was our chore to
Yeah.
We
do.
wanted to please them and make
Yeah.
them happy. That's still about us, isn't it?
It's about making them love us.
Yes, I guess so. But it's also if we're doing things for them, we feel like we're doing something as a parent, right?
Right.
So
right. I remember
that's-
going at midnight
Yeah.
and waiting in line for the newest Harry Potter book
Oh yeah.
that would
yeah.
come out.
Yeah.
I-
Video games for us. Remember
well,
like the
that too.
Mario Kart
That
and all the
too.
Mario games.
Absolutely waiting
Yeah.
out there.
Skylanders, getting the right
Yes.
Skylander.
It was, and now it just seems like none of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
Yeah.
But I
it
think what
did,
matters
it did.
is the memory.
Yeah. The
Are they-
experience. It's all about the experience,
Do
right?
they have any idea of the lengths that we went to? They probably
They
won't
probably-
until they're parents.
They won't. And that's what happens. Like when I had my kids, I appreciated my parents so much more. And I was calling
Oh
my
my
mom
gosh,
every
yes.
day saying, oh, I understand why you did this or why you didn't do that.
Right.
And now I understand that going to 3 stores to find, freeze pops that were on sale was, for me and not for her. You know what I mean? How that made her feel to give
Right.
those to me.
And then there are epic fails.
Yes.
Because I remember one time, by the way, the other thing that I've saved, which my kids think is so creepy,
Right?
is I have all their baby teeth.
I have those too. I do have those.
All the baby teeth, I
They're
know.
nasty.
They think it's gross, but
Yeah, I think it's gross
Why
too,
do you
but I
have
have
them?
them too.
Didn't the Tooth Fairy take them away?
well,
I'm
yes, but
curious.
this is where I'm going with that. Yes, the tooth fairy, they only know now that they realize what's happened to the tooth fairy, that the tooth fairy's gone over the rainbow bridge.
Oh.
But,
so then returned the
No, I
teeth?
just, when they were old enough to understand, I was
Right.
like, yo, here's your teeth. And I was thinking they'd be like,
Were you on the other side of the bridge?
oh,
I don't understand.
I would save their teeth and they would go, and I would
Right.
think that they would be like,
Thank you so
"Oh,
much.
thank you
I'm
so
gonna
much."
make a
Instead,
necklace.
They're like, that is disgusting. Why would you do that? But my epic fail was when the tooth fairy
Right.
was supposed to come. I think Harrison had lost a tooth, and so the
Right.
next morning he came out in tears.
Oh no.
I'd forgotten.
Oh.
I was a
right.
single mom at the time.
That's a fail.
And it was a fail. So I said, are you sure you looked really closely?
Right.
And I ran into my bedroom and I got like an old expired Target card. And I was like, let's go look again.
Right, right.
Because I had no cash on me.
Right, right,
So
right.
I went in there and put it in there and I said, oh, it's right here.
That's so
But
funny.
it was like a Target card, but they're so young. You
Right.
didn't know it didn't work. And I was like, let's go to Target.
Do you know how I got the kids in Target? This is terrible. I wanted to go shopping. That's all I wanted to do. It wasn't even shopping. It was just getting out of the
Getting
house
out of
and
the
walking
house.
around and like making
Right.
contact with adults. And the kids didn't want to go. I'd have one in each hand and I'd drop quarters along the way. Be like, oh, see, there's a quarter right there. And they'd run and pick it up. We'd do that
That's
all the way to the
genius.
front door because then they'd have some money to spend at Target.
Okay, that is
Yeah,
genius.
so
That
we'd
is
have like a little
genius.
quarter trail to get us into the store. Then they'd have $1 to buy, a
Is
candy
that
bar or
not
something.
Incredibly impressive.
That's terrible.
No, it's fantastic.
I don't think I even told them that yet.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, it made things, and then anywhere I wanted to
bow
go,
down.
they'd say, "Well, let's go," because you never. And my phrase was, "You never know what's going to happen." So that was a never know what's going to happen. I used to have golf balls. I used to throw. So they would collect. No, I would collect golf balls along our walk, so it would get them out walking because you never know what's going to happen.
Oh my God, that's so smart.
Yeah, because
It's all about motivation.
I needed to do things. I couldn't
Yeah.
just sit in the house all day.
I remember Grant was so little when we had first moved back to California.
Right.
And I would try to take him on a walk with the dog, and he would get literally 2 feet out of the door.
Right.
And he would bend over and go, how much longer? I'm exhausted. I should have had the quarters.
That's
that would have
so
been
funny.
genius.
Yeah, it worked great.
That is, I am so impressed.
So anyway, if you see our kids looking at the ground, you know what they're looking for. We're like 20 and like, sorry.
But, you know, I mean,
Change
it's
is still very important to them.
what-
But we're doing, I think this next part of our lives is going to be very exciting. It's the first time for us as it is for them.
right. And
So
that's
we're all
the thing.
experiencing this together.
This together. And
Right?
so we make the mistakes. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I honestly, truly believe that
And acknowledging our mistakes, I think, helps them, right?
I was
It
going to
takes
say
the pressure off
to
of
the
them.
kids,
Yeah.
look, I made a mistake. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't realize, or
Right.
whatever it is.
That transition of telling them what to do and discussing problems or issues, it's a big transition.
But you know what makes that harder? Is
Yes.
they're still at the age of they know everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have one who's just like a literal kid. I'll say, you know, it's over there. No, it's not. You said it was to the right. It's not to the right. It's to the left.
Right. Right.
Or some
Right.
stupid thing
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it's like,
It's
oh.
independence. They're finding their independence.
Right.
They're finding their voice, right?
They just want to be right.
Yes. Yes.
And that's
And they
frustrating.
want to prove to you that they can do
Right.
do things without us. I think that's what it is. It's
That's
that
true.
breaking away.
And that's the hardest part, is because we have to let them
Yeah.
make mistakes
Oh, that's the
and
part.
get themselves out of it now. Because
Yeah.
if they don't do
Yeah.
it now, when the mistakes are little and
Yeah.
inconsequential,
Yeah.
when the mistakes become really big and they have no history of learning how to dig themselves out of whatever hole they've
Yeah,
created,
yeah.
they're not going to do it. And the mistakes get more and more permanent.
Yeah. And we're
The
still here to
older
guide them.
they
We're
get.
still here. We can see when they need us, and we're available to them at all
Yeah,
times.
if they'll listen.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will if they come to you.
Yeah.
I always run and say, "How you doing? What's going on? How's your day? What are you doing next?" And they're like, "Ah."
I know. Well,
So I
this is-
find my husband's always like, "Just sit back and relax." And when I do, they come to me and I'm like, "Oh, they're talking to me."
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I think
have to-
that's the secret.
So
I
you
have
have
to
to
get
treat
better
them
at
like
it.
dogs.
If that's what you want to call it. I just need to chill and relax and
We both do.
want
Because
that and expect that they will come to me.
we're switching gears.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
we
where
are.
that part of our journey is slowing
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Just that part of it. The whole
Yeah.
end game is not slowing down, but that part of the journey is
Yeah.
slowing down.
Yeah.
So we
Absolutely.
just have to figure out how to relate to them as adults.
It's a big transition. Yeah.
Huge.
They're not kids anymore.
It's
They don't want us to tell them what to do. They want to have a discussion about it.
right.
Right?
And that's my
To
biggest
give
thing
them
that I need to
suggestions
learn.
of what they can do rather than tell them.
Yeah, I've
All
got to
right.
stop trying to solve the problem
Yes.
and just listen to them
That's hard. Yeah.
talk about the problem.
Yeah.
And that's
And be very positive
right,
and supportive.
right.
It's very hard.
Saying "I told you so" is terrible.
Yeah.
And so hard. I mean, it's always on the
Yeah, yeah. And you can't do it. You can't do it. I know.
You can't.
I have a smile that I do like. And that way they know. They know what I'm thinking, but I don't have to say it. And then he can say, "I knew what you're thinking." Like, what? I'm smiling.
Yeah, but
All right, so this is what we need to talk about, right? This is it.
on the daily.
Yeah, and we need
This is
help.
where
We
we
need
are.
help. We need to get through these mistakes together.
Well, it's a
Together.
good thing we have each other, because I mean that's what it is.
Yeah.
And we just remember, it's not only their first time experiencing this, it's ours too.
It is. All right.
So we'll see you next time.
Empty nesters, come join us.